All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're shifting the spotlight away from the player who actually scores the points and shining it right on the creative genius who makes the play happen in the first place. We're diving into basketball's ultimate measure of unselfishness, the assist. You know, it's a stat that captures something the basic box score often misses, which is the sheer real-time intelligence of choosing to pass instead of shoot.
Here's our game plan for today. 1. The anatomy of an assist. 2. The subjective rulebook. 3. Global rules and types. 4. Advanced playmaking analytics. And finally, 5. The assist legends. Let's jump in.
Okay, starting with Section 1, Anatomy of an Assist, defining the play.
Now, according to the official NBA rulebook, an assist is a pass that directly leads to a basket. Sounds simple, right? But the absolutely crucial word here is judgment. Because unlike a point or a rebound, which are pretty cut and dry, an assist actually requires a human decision. An official scorer sitting right there at the arena has to make a judgment call. Was that pass the primary reason the basket happened?
So how does that play out on the court? Well, that dense official definition basically boils down to 4 practical rules. First, the pass must directly create the opportunity. Second, the receiver can take a couple of dribbles, usually 1 or 2 max, but only if their clear intent right from the catch was to score. Third, there is only ever 1 assist awarded per made basket. And fourth, yes, even a perfectly executed inbound pass can absolutely earn you a tally in the stat sheet.
Moving right along to Section 2, the subjective rulebook, scorer's judgment.
This is exactly where things get kind of tricky and the dividing line gets drawn. On one side, you've got immediate shot flow. Did the pass directly create the shot? Boom, assist. But on the other side, what if the scorer caught the ball, threw a bunch of jab steps, hit a nasty crossover, and then scored? Well, they created that themselves. No assist. Also, if your pass leads to a shooting foul, a missed shot that just gets tipped in, or a turnover, the assist is completely wiped off the table. The chain was broken.
All right, Section 3, global rules and types, leagues, and variations.
When we compare different leagues, the most dramatic rule change you're going to see is from FIBA regarding free throws. In international play, which includes the Olympics, if you pass to a player who gets fouled and they make at least one of those free throws, you actually get an assist. The NBA and the NCAA completely reject this idea. For them, if a foul happens, the basket didn't officially occur on the play, so no assist for you.
But wait, it's not just about standard assists anymore. Enter the secondary assist, or what fans affectionately call the hockey assist. This goes to the player who made the pass that led to the assist. You won't find this in the standard box score, but front offices love it. In fact, elite playmakers like Ja Morant and Luka Doncic averaged 1.3 of these hidden hockey assists in the 2023-2024 season. It just proves they have incredible multi-level court vision.
And then we have the potential assist. This measures any pass to a teammate who shoots within one dribble, regardless of whether they make it or completely break the shot. It's a fantastic metric for evaluating a player's pure creation ability. For example, Trae Young led the NBA with 18.2 potential assists per game last season. That tells us exactly how often he's generating high-quality looks for his team, completely independent of whether his teammates are actually hitting their shots that night. That leads us perfectly into Section 4. Advanced playmaking analytics, measuring playmaking. 60%. That is the magic number when we talk about ball movement. If a team is assisting on more than 60% of its made field goals, like that legendary Golden State Warriors dynasty consistently did, it's widely considered an elite, well-organized, and frankly unstoppable offense. It basically means the defense is just getting attacked from multiple, unpredictable angles all night long. Now, to measure an individual player's efficiency, we rely on a super simple formula, the assist-to-turnover ratio. You literally just divide total assists by total turnovers. It is the ultimate test of point guard efficiency. It tells us how often a player is creating incredible scoring opportunities versus how often they're just carelessly losing the ball and handing the opponent an advantage. Let's put that formula into perspective. A ratio of 2.0? That's solid. A 3.0 is the elite point guard standard. But get this, Washington's Tyus Jones led the 23-24 season with a staggering 7.3. Let that sink in. For every 7 spectacular setups Jones provides his team, he barely makes a single mistake. That level of ball security is literally off the charts. Next up is assist percentage, or AST%. This is an advanced stat that estimates the percentage of a teammate's made field goals that a player assisted on while they were on the floor. It's basically a measure of raw playmaking dominance.
Elite pass-first heroes like John Stockton, Steve Nash, and Chris Paul posted career numbers well over 40% here, meaning when they were on the court, they were directly hand-delivering nearly half of their team's entire offense.
And for all you focused learners out there playing fantasy basketball, this is exactly why securing a high-assist point guard is an absolute must. Points leagues will often award a premium 1.5 points per assist just because they are so hard to generate consistently. Oh, and pro tip, if you monitor those potential assists we talked about earlier, you can actually identify hidden trade targets. You know those players who are passing brilliantly but are currently just cursed with teammates who can't buy a bucket?
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, the Assist Legends Record Books.
When you look at the top 3 NBA all-time assist leaders, the sheer visual disparity is just staggering. You have Jason Kidd and Chris Paul, two of the absolute greatest to ever touch a basketball, sitting right there in the 12,000s. And then you have John Stockton towering over them with 15,806 career assists. To really understand how crazy that is, we have to talk about the Stockton gap. The gap between John Stockton at number 1 and Chris Paul at number 2 is 3,254 assists. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the exact same gap between Jason Kidd at number 2 and Andre Miller all the way down at number 12 on the all-time list. It proves that Stockton isn't just in first place. Mathematically, the guy is existing in a completely different statistical universe.
And the mind-blowing records really don't stop there. Scott Skiles holds the unbreakable single-game record with 30 assists in a single night. 30! The Milwaukee Bucks once dropped 53 team assists in one game. Magic Johnson holds the highest career average at 11.2 per game. And just to show how the game is evolving, we've got Nikola Jokic dropping 9.5 assists per game as a center in the 25-26 postseason. From Skiles' unbelievable single game to Jokic completely redefining what a big man can do, great passers truly come in all shapes and sizes.
Well, that brings us to the end of our explainer, and I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Does the box score truly capture the unselfish intelligence of your favorite player choosing to pass instead of shoot? The next time you watch a game, I challenge you to look past the points, watch the setups, watch the court vision, and appreciate the willingness to let someone else take the credit. Because as we've seen today, true greatness on the basketball court is usually shared. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.